because of how he played both sides with creating the separatists who are waging this war against the Republic. Oh, wait, we need an army to fight this war. He's raising up his army that is fighting for the Republic now, but
that will one day be his forces when he makes the Empire.
Yeah. And he's continually he's slowly making the Jedi the problem the entire time. And eventually, when the time comes to reveal the Jedi are evil, everyone believes
that they're evil already.
Because the entire time, he's always had the best interest in mind for the Republic.
That's why he goes number 2 for me, right there.
And I actually think I should have put him number 5 now.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
You convinced me he should have been on my list.
Here's the thing with Palpatine, though, and there's a great video by Mr. Plinkett out there, and he just delves into all of this and why all these movies
not
are
a
awful.
sponsor.
Not a sponsor, but it's a great. And one of the biggest issues with Palpatine was the monster face thing.
Oh yeah.
Because
the white face.
Because there's this moment, and you can step out of the movie and think about it critically. There's this moment where he's talking to the Republic, and he's just like, "Yes, trust me, we killed the Jedi, the guardians of peace and justice for the last 1,000 years. They were the villains. Trust me. Trust my monster face." And it's just like, and my scary voice.
And everybody's sitting there. Everybody's got to be sitting there, and you just go, "What happened to his?"
And he just goes, "Yes, we slaughtered them all with no trial or due justice.
Empire.
We just killed them all, even the children, especially the children." It's just like, no one's objecting to this, and he's going, "Yes, so I'm going to make an empire run by me," and it's just like
that's true. But at that point, you've been brainwashed so far.
Yeah.
Do you really people ask, how does somebody like Adolf Hitler come to power literally like that?
Well, and here's the thing,
you know what I mean?
The thing is too, he did end the war.
He did.
Because he controlled both sides.
That's
but he
true.
did end the war that they were struggling with. He said that, no, he made up the whole thing with the Jedi, but he did stop the Jedi.
Here's the thing. The thing I always laughed at is that Anakin never went, he's just like, "Oh, by the way, go to the droid. There's a droid facility. I know where these people are. Go kill them." And Anakin never went, "Wait, you know who these people are?"
Well, maybe he did.
Yeah.
But at that point, but also at that point, he's trying to save Padme.
He's going to do whatever
He's willing
he
to
says.
do whatever it takes to save Padme, which I would too if I had to save Natalie Portman.
I know
She's such a nice lady.
She is.
I don't know. I've never.
I don't think she would.
You wouldn't save Natalie Portman?
Why not?
Because then she would have gone to the Thor movies.
No.
You're right. We can't save that. We can't save Natalie Portman.
We have to go back in time.
Where's Marvin? Where's Marvin Harry when you need him?
This is where this starts.
What if Marvin Harry were like the generals of your empire?
They're running. They're the time.
Your water bill would be real high because they left the faucets running everywhere.
I'm making a movie where Marvin Harry run a time police force.
Yeah, it's just them.
They're trying to stop everything, but they just cause
They
every
just keep making things
happen.
worse.
And they cause every.
So they
bad
have to
thing
go back further in time each time.
So
Harry climbs into a window and accidentally knocks over a thing of Legos.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to go in."
Here's the thing. Each movie starts out and it's just like, here's the prequels, and in this version of the prequels, everything went perfectly. They caught Palpatine, Anakin and Padme married. They raised their children. Everyone was happy,
and it's fine.
Yeah.
And it's fine. But they're like, you know what? I bet we could stop Anakin from getting his arm cut off that first time. And they go in and interfere, and everything
just falls apart.
And they help Dooku escape by mistake.
That sounds great.
All right. So we talked about Palpatine, who is a great villain. Let's talk about who was my top villain, your top villain, and your second.
My top.
Your top villain. No, all three of our top villains.
This is why I chose different.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a surprise. Heath Ledger's
Joker. Yes.
Incredible. You want to talk about a villain that you know can't be beaten? It's him. While Thanos is powerful and overpowered, he is just a madman that Batman can't beat because he refuses to kill. The only way to stop the Joker is to kill him, and Batman knows that.
Yeah.
But he can't. He can't and won't do it. Not to mention Heath Ledger's portrayal of this Joker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
which is incredible. We haven't really talked about the actors' portrayals of these different things, but it is his portrayal of this Joker that makes it so incredible. He's terrifying because you just don't know you don't know what he's going to do.
Do you know what the part that sealed it for me was when he dressed up as a nurse in the hospital to go visit Two-Face?
You know that scene when he puts the gun to his head, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he's crazy. He'd let him do it." No, he wouldn't. He had his thumb in the way. There was no way Harvey could have pulled the trigger if he wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see
There's little details like that where it's like, oh, I'm not a man with a plan. I'm just a dog chasing a car.
He's
It's like
totally a man.
he is totally a man with
he's
a
a
plan.
man. See, that's the great thing about the Joker. He's a man with a plan, but he's totally not afraid to just go, screw the plan. This new thing could go really, really well.
Yeah, it's a lot of. He's not a man with a plan in that there's no end game for him. He just wants to do things.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
He is your classic evil.
Right.
In the words of Alfred, some men just want to watch the world burn. He fits that
fantastic
idea of
phrase.
he is evil for the sake of evil.
Yes.
There's a theory running around right now which I really like, which says that he used to be a
CIA agent.
a CIA interrogator.
Yeah, interrogator.
And that's why, and he just got left out to dry.
Yeah.
And he just came back, and then like the scars were from an interrogation that someone did to him.
Yeah.
And he just came back and said, "Screw it, I'm done." And there's
do
comments
all
about
kinds
it.
of fun.
Yeah.
So iconic. And I think one of the other things about these villains is all of the villains that I've chosen are movies that I will watch again.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight is one of those movies that if somebody goes, hey, let's watch The Dark Knight, I'm not going to say no.
No, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
2.5 hours. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
And I think Joker, especially Heath Ledger's Joker, really set a tone for villains to come after him, which is why
no one followed up well.
Except for, because he was so great.
Yeah. Sorry.
Words. He set the tone with his plan in the sense that he planned to be caught, which, to my knowledge, we had never seen that before in a superhero movie of that type. Or
Not
even
to this extent.
No.
At least to my knowledge, before that, I don't recall seeing it.
I don't think so.
Which I thought the Avengers copied that with Loki's plan.
A little bit.
That's why I said Loki's plan wasn't as original, because it brought me back to the Dark Knight.
Right.
That's one of the things I think that made Joker so great. It became this legend that anyone who plays the Joker now has to live up to.
Which stinks because they can't.
Yes.
They just can't.
Well, I mean, you can also do a decent version, or you could do the Jared Leto.
Well, you can still make a good version because,
Yes.
Jack Nicholson's version is a good Joker.
Yeah, I agree.
But Heath Ledger's version
Is better.
is the Joker.
And see, and I don't think that's
I think
roll
we'll
over and
count
don't
it
ever
as
try it
Joker.
again. I say
Right.
no. It's a challenge for
But
an
you
actor.
can still make a good Joker.
Yes,
just
you can.
not Jared
And it's gonna
Leto,
take
who's a gangster with face paint. He's not a Joker.
No.
No,
It's going to
no,
take a
to
very
be
talented
perfectly,
actor to do it again.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, to
Joaquin
give
Phoenix-
Jared Leto a chance at the Joker was a shot in the dark.
I think
Well,
they made a
But
good choice.
that's the issue that's the biggest issue in my mind with Heath Ledger's Joker is that the casting was so far out in left field that now every movie company is trying to find who is this. He's not an actor that would play this part,
he's
but
eccentric, and
but he's gonna
this
come in and
that.
do it instead of. Because that doesn't work very often to have random person, and not that because Heath Ledger was a good actor. I'm not saying he was a bad actor or anything like that.
No.
But you wouldn't have said when it came out, you wouldn't have gone, "Oh yeah, he'd play a great Joker." Like Willem Dafoe, he would play a good Joker. Mark Hamill, he would play a good Joker. Heath Ledger, what?
Yeah.
Who wasn't it? But he played incredible. And so these movie companies keep trying to find that person, that actor or actress now that makes you go, what?
Yeah.
And have it work. And most of the time that doesn't work.
Right.
And to throw this in there, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
To throw this in there, Jared Leto, I think, wasn't given a fair chance with the amount that they had cut out of his scenes as well.
That's true, but if you've seen those scenes, they're still not great.
Well, they said it's almost half a movie long that they've cut out of him.
I wonder too with Leto's Joker, how much of it is the actor and how much of it is
the
how
writing.
they wrote.
Because the whole movie is not written well. So
Well, that incarnation of the Joker is a little bit left field.
And
anyways.
they could have just written him poorly, and the actor could be fine as him.
Yeah.
And maybe the scenes that were cut we will never see, and he did great in those scenes. I don't know.
maybe.
I mean, maybe Joaquin Phoenix with the new Joker movie may actually.
I'm
I'm not
That's
saying I'm not saying that it's going to be
that's
good or bad.
another example of an actor that you go, really, he's going to play this character that they're hoping hits a home
And
run.
it might do well.
And it might. I quite honestly don't think it's going to, but it might.
Well,
but
yeah,
here's to be
give
honest,
it a
I didn't
chance,
think
you
Heath
know.
Ledger was going to be great as the Joker either, and he's
Well,
the best movie villain of all time.
You can't do the Joker. The reality is you can't do Joker without Batman.
True.
He's
True.
not. He's not an intriguing. He's intriguing, but he's intriguing when he has a foil.
Yeah.
There
Well,
are
right, and
some-
that's the other thing that we didn't get to yet that I said makes him such a great villain.
He's the perfect
He is
foil.
the perfect foil for Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. That's what they are.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, and that's why the Heath Ledger and everything there worked so well because of Nolan, because of the producers, because of all the people that came around him. He was a good actor. He was a fantastic actor. But all the people came around him and said, we made this product and we know exactly what we want you to be. And so they worked with this. With the Jared Leto one, there was a lot more of, we're just gonna see what happens, and we're gonna let costume design do whatever they want, and we're gonna let you do whatever you want, and we have there's no real Batman obsession. Like Batman shows up and he's just like, oh, this is a mild inconvenience. I'm like, this is the reason you live.
For real.
Yeah. So I don't, in the new version with Joaquin Phoenix, there's no Batman. He's a gangster, and I'm like,
a gangster with a backstory.
And it's an origin story.
Yeah, exactly. It's an origin story, and he's a gangster. I'm like, did you not learn your lesson from Suicide Squad? It wasn't.
And I don't think they did.
Jared Leto was weird.
Yeah.
It was because you made him and I mean, Jack Nicholson was a gangster, but it worked because he had that foil, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think DC in general has a problem right now.
Well, they just have a problem.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're coming out with the new Teen Titans movie.
Movies.
TV show, yeah.
Well, no, it's going to be a movie, live action movie,
show,
whatever it
live
is.
action show.
Show movie.
However, I have heard that the reviews for Aquaman were solid. Good. Not great.
Good, not great.
Solid.
Yes.
Right, but I'm not interested in watching any more of these good, not great movies. It's like,
you know what? It's better than what they started with.
I don't care. And it's like Justice League was better than Batman v Superman. I would watch Batman v Superman before I watch Justice League. And the reason being is because there's at least some interesting things in that.
Batman versus Superman over Justice League.
Yeah, because
yes, I agree with that.
There's moments of intrigue and interesting things.
Yes.
There's nothing interesting in Justice League, just like there'll be nothing interesting in Aquaman. It's like it's good, and the characters are kind of likable.
Maybe Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I don't like his Aquaman.
You don't like
That's
Jason
not his.
Momoa?
I like him as an actor. I just think
Yes.
they did I don't think it was a bad casting choice. I think making him a bro.
He is a bro.
We'll
Thor kind of gets away with it because he's also a goofball.
Yeah.
We've been watching some of the comments about you guys have said some great villains. Joe Zawiski gave us his whole top 5.
Yeah.
Keep commenting. We'll post our.
Who said Frodo?
That would be Brianna Masterson.
That doesn't count.
Our poll tomorrow is going to be whose list was the best. So if we guys want to post our lists on the page, that would be great.
Sure.
Okay. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Tony, tell them where we can be found.
You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud,
Streaker.
I
got him!
Spreaker Radio.
Oh, okay.
Spreaker.
I kept accidentally for weeks saying Streaker.
Sure.
And then now I just try to get him to say it accidentally.
You could actually catch us on Instagram and Twitter as well.
At the Burning Brush.
I'm making my own Twitter. I'm making my own
YouTube now?
Instagram account. Just so
we are on YouTube.
Drop it.
I don't have one. I need to make one.
At Zach Abiyati 793872247.
I had one Instagram account one time, and I took one photo of a tree and put it in black and white and wrote #NoFilter. So.
And you can also catch us on Tumblr as well.
Yeah,
because the other time travel.
No one's on
because no one's on Tumblr.
But thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit about the new Spider-Man game because both myself and Drucker at least will have begun playing it. Yes. We're getting it Friday. I pre-ordered it. Drucker did not, so he might not be.
Maybe
playing
we'll talk about something next week that we.
There's some stuff. There's some cool stuff. We'll get to it, but you know what, guys?
But don't wait, and don't also forget, we're doing Iron Fist season 2 in 2 weeks as well.
Yes. Yep.
Which launches Friday.
That launches this Friday. So I will be playing Spider-Man, watching Iron Fist, and
being really disappointed with the superhero world in general.
And maybe
this
we'll
Spider-Man
shoot.
Game looks really good.
Maybe we'll shoot a Thursday podcast instead of a Tuesday.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I know.
But you know, guys, as always,
stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.